What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. Today in this video we'll be integrating the following polynomial that you see here. This is one of the longest polynomial that I will be doing. So before I start doing this one, I would like to say to you guys, pause this video and try to get the answer, and let's see if your answer is gonna be the same as the one that I'm gonna get at the end of this video. Alright, before I even start to solve this one myself, I'd like to say thank you very much guys for watching, subscribing to the channel, also commenting and sharing these videos to your friends. Thank you very much guys, I really appreciate that. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel, because there's more questions that I'm going to do, more problems that I'm going to introduce in this channel. Alright, so let's look at this problem here. As you can see, we are told to integrate the following here. But before you integrate guys, the first rule that you must pay attention to, or the first thing that you must pay attention to, you look at each term here that needs to be simplified. When I look at this polynomial, I can see that this term here need to be simplified. We cannot integrate this polynomial with this term not simplified. So the best way is to simplify this term before we integrate any of these terms. So when you simplify guys, remember the sigma remains on the equation, and as well as dx. So we're gonna rewrite each and every term that is ready to be simplified and simplify the one that need to be simplified. Right, so let's start with the first term. As you can see, the first term we have 4 pi to the power of 3x. There we go, minus the second term here, which is 5 pi over x. Right, then we go to the third term here, which is going to be tan x multiplied by sec x. Right, and then we go to the fourth term here. We're going to have cosec squared 3x. Right, and then the one that we need to simplify, which is going to be the fifth term, we have to change this one here. So how are you gonna take this base to the numerator? We have to take the base to the numerator, but when you take the base to the numerator, the exponent changes the sign. In this case now it's going to be negative 3x, and then we continue writing the other terms that are fine, which is 5 to the power of negative 7x plus p. Let's not forget dx. Since everything is fine, it's time for us to integrate. Now the next step here, obviously you have to equate by y to show that you are integrating. So the next step here is to identify each and every term. So when you identify this term, it means that you also need to identify which rule are you going to use to integrate for each term. So when I look at the first term here, we have 4 to the power of 3x. We are integrating with respect to x. So as you can see, this x here is an exponent. So basically this means that we need to use the integral of exponent. So this is gonna be the exponential integral. So there's a formula for it, so I'm writing up here just in case you don't know it. It goes like this: k multiplied by a to the power of n x dx. So when you integrate this one here, basically it's going to be y is equal to, you just write k multiplied by a power of nx divided by n natural log a plus c. So this is the formula that you're going to use for each and every term that it has exponential integral. For example, the first one here, and this one here, and that one here. There are only 3 terms that need this rule here. So just in case you don't know where this rule is coming from, or you want to understand more about this rule, I've left the video on the description, and also the icon on your top right is going to pop up there. So click on that icon, it will show you this video about this rule here. Right, so it's time for us to apply this rule. So 4 in this case now it's k, so we're just gonna write k, we're just gonna write 4 and then the base here it's our pi. right? So you're gonna rewrite this as it is, but then you're gonna divide by the exponent, the coefficient of x, which is in this case is 3, natural log, then our base. Now in this case our base is pi. So we are done integrating this one. By the way, the plus c here, you want to put it at the end of this question. So this c means we are doing indefinite integrals. Now it's time for us to go to term number 2. Term 2, which is this one here, it also needs a different rule for us to integrate. So I need to erase this so that I can create more space to explain which rule are we going to use. The rule that we're going to use here, guys, for this term here, it's the natural log rule, right? So it goes like this. This rule here, it's k divided by x dx, right? K, given that k is our coefficient. Do not forget, guys, if you have 1 over x or x to the power of -1, use this rule, guys. Do not use the power rule. So when you integrate this one here, it's basically the coefficient, which is k in this case, multiplied by natural log x plus c. That's it. Very, very simple, straightforward. So in this case now, what is our base? What is our coefficient? I mean, our coefficient here is 5 pi. So you just write it as it is, 5 pi, and then integrate 1 over x, which is going to be natural log, then x. This one here tends to confuse a lot of people with power rule, so be very, very careful, guys. Use this rule only when you have 1 over x or x to the power of -1. If you have anything other than this, you have to use different rules. All right, so we are done with this one. Now let's go to the next term, which is the third term here. So let me first erase this. Now the third term, I need you guys to pay attention on this one because it gets confusing. If you don't pay attention, you might get lost. All right, so let's look at this. The third term, first of all, in order for us to recognize this one, we know that these are trigonometrical or trigonometric integral because we have tan and we have sec. So very simple to identify. But in order for us to integrate this one, we need to know the differentiation of the trigonometric ratios. Now, if you know the differentiation of trigonometric ratios, you know that tan multiplied by sec is actually the differentiation of sec. Now, you also need to understand that when we integrate, we're actually going backwards to differentiation. So this is a derivative of sec. So what is the integration of tan x? So if I were to write it, let me write it. So you want to have k, and then we have tan, and then we have n. N is the coefficient of x, and then we have sec, and then x. Then when we differentiate this one, when you integrate this one, guys, not differentiate, by the way, when you integrate this one, remember, actually the tan x is a differentiation of sec. So when you go back, it's going to be k multiplied by sec. All right, and x. But then since it's this is a trigonometrical integral, so we have to divide by n. This here is the n that I'm talking about, the coefficient of x plus c. So guys, do not forget this. Whenever you see tan multiplied by sec and you have to integrate this, basically you must go to the differentiations of trigonometric ratios. You will see that it's actually sec, right? So we're just gonna write positive. What is our k? In this case, k is 1, so we don't really have to multiply it by anything, so it's gonna be sec. And then the coefficient of x, as you can see here, it's 1, so even if we don't write it, and remember you divide by n the coefficient of x, which is 1, so even if you don't write it here, it's fine. I hope you guys understood this. If I made a mistake somewhere explaining this, please comment on the comment section, remind me, or so that I can clarify here. Right, so let's move to the next one here. The next one here, which is the fourth term now, it's also the trigonometric integral. As you can see, we have cosec squared 3x. So like I said, when you integrate the trigonometric ratios, you must divide by the coefficient of x. So let me just erase this very quickly, guys, so that I can able to write the cosec. Also, when you look at cosec, guys, you need to know the differentiation of the trigonometric ratios. So cosec square, it's actually the derivative of cot. If it's positive like this, it's actually the derivative of negative cot. So you need to be very careful, guys. Okay, so as I'm writing it here, so basically this is what we have here. So we need to integrate the cosec squared here. So in order for you to integrate this one, you need to know what this is a derivative of. So when you go to your derivatives for trigonometric ratios, you will notice that cosec square is actually the derivative of cot, in fact negative cot. So in order for you to integrate this one, now you have to write it like this. It's gonna be k, right? What is the integration of cosec square? It's actually negative cot x. There we go. Oh, I forgot n. Negative cot n x over n, the coefficient of x, plus c. The c basically means that these are indefinite interval. Guys, as you can see, I'm taking time to explain this one because I need you guys to understand that when it comes to trigonometric ratios, when you integrate them, sometimes you need to know that they are derivatives. Sometimes you just go to the derivatives and go backward, right? So let's do it here. So we already have a negative sign here. So our k here, we don't have it, so even if you don't write it, it's fine. And then we have the integral of the cosec square, which is going to be negative cot, right, 3x, and that's it. But then since we have n here, we need to divide by that n. So our n, which is what here in this case, is going to be 3, the coefficient of x. Then we move on to another one. Guys, this is very tricky if you don't understand the derivatives and the integral of the trigonometric ratios. So I will leave the videos on the description, and also some of the videos will pop up there on the right corner with an I symbol here, and then you click on that if you want to learn more about those integration of trigonometric ratios and also the derivatives of trigonometric ratios. All right, so let's move on to this term here. Like the first term, this is actually the exponential integral. So what you need to do here, we just have to use the first formula that we used before. So I'm not going to write it on top here, I'm trying to save time. So plus, and then you're just going to write this e here to the power of negative 3x, and then if you use that formula, the the exponential integral formula, we know that we multiply by the coefficient of x, which is going to be negative 3 natural log, then we multiply by natural log, then base. We don't multiply, in fact, natural log, then the base, which is e in this case. And then even the following term, which is this one here, is also the exponential integral. So we do the same thing. We're just gonna write this term here on top as it is. It's very simple, guys, once you get used to it. And then we multiply by the coefficient of x, in this case is 7, then natural log, then our base, which is 5, right? Look, as you can see, these are more similar to each other. And then the last term here, this is more like a constant, but this is actually power rule, right? But no, if you don't want to waste time, you just multiply this p with x. Just say p multiplied by x. Why x? Because we are integrating in terms of x, right? But if you want to understand more, you can use the power rule here. So I'm also going to leave the video about power rule on the description here, right? Guys, so do not forget, because we have integrated, we have finished, we must add plus c here. So this C basically means that these are indefinite integral. Right, so it's time for us to fix or to simplify any term that needs some simplification here. So we start with the first term here. There's nothing that we can do here. The first term is fine. It is simplified, is as far as we can go with this term here. All right, so let's try to be quick about it. Right, natural log, then pi. All right, minus the second term is also fine with 5 pi multiplied by natural log, then x. And then the third term, it's also fine, guys. Just sec x is fine. And then this one here, it is not fine. We need to multiply this negative with that negative. They're gonna give us positive. Then we'll be left with cot 3x divided by 3. All right, now this one here, it is also not fine because we are dividing with a negative number. This term here becomes negative now. Negative e to the power of negative 3x divided by. Now another thing that you need to pay attention is going to be 3. When you say natural log, then we put e, the answer is 1. So you just want to multiply that 1 with this 3. Right, so we come to this one. As you can see also here, we are dividing by negative, so this is going to be negative. So we write the numerator there, which is 7 to the power of, which is 5 to the power of negative 7x divided by 7 natural log 5. Then the last one you just write is it is x multiplied by p plus c. I know this is one of the longest, guys, but this is how you actually do it. And I know it's long, but we had to try to be as try to be as slow as we can so that you guys can consume this information and understand it. Look, guys, if it so happened that you didn't understand how I get to other answers, there are videos that explain these laws that I use here on each and every term. Go and watch those videos on the description, and then also you can pause and go back to the point where you don't understand. If you did understand, you can like the video, and also you can comment got it or correct. This will help me to understand whether what I'm doing here it gets to you guys. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Until next time, do not forget to subscribe to this channel and also share this video with your friends. Thank you very much for watching. Till next time, cheers.